for them to read.
You can let them know it's up and coming.
Exactly.
There you go.
So give us a
that makes you
sneak preview.
responsible.
I don't want to give.
A
You don't want
sneak
no bad
preview.
juice on your
Exactly,
stuff.
I don't
It's too
want
late.
nobody
They already
taking
know.
stuff. No, they don't.
What,
know
what
you
God
making a book.
has for you is for you, baby girl. You don't
Yeah,
got you
but
ain't no
I don't-
competition for
Nobody
nobody
can take
else.
what he got for you.
That's right. And guess what? There ain't nothing new under the sun.
Right.
So whatever it is that you think and somebody else has already thought,
Yeah.
the difference is your experience and your interpretation of
Exactly.
what that is.
Praise him.
That's what makes it yours.
Watch out,
Let your light
yes.
shine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, on that note,
Ain't that you forced me?
Right.
I'm not going to give y'all the title of my book, but I'm writing a book about queen versus the crown. The woman that is considered queen versus the Bible saying that a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband. That's all.
So
I'm
the
saying.
Queen of England is a queen, and she has a crown. So is she in alignment?
Spiritually, no.
How dare
Pray
you
tell.
say that?
Pray tell.
I'm the queen.
Trying to set me up.
You brought it up.
I love you,
Inquiring
queen.
minds want to know. Now all of a sudden you want to be her best friend.
Right.
Uh-huh.
You love her now.
Exactly.
She need more detail about why you say she's not.
That's right. Break it down.
I'm not talking about the queen, but you know, it's nothing wrong if you consider yourself a queen. There's nothing wrong with that, but you got to make sure you have the crown aspect of being that queen.
So queenly, crownly attributes to back it up.
Exactly. Not just credential, not just book knowledge,
title.
not just
A title.
a title, not just a money maker, a grinder. Not those things are materialistic. None of that is going with you when you leave here, house, car, whatever it is. But make sure
If you
have
put it in a
more than
casket.
just the queen aspect of
Your house become a
make sure
tomb.
you have a crown aspect of being a queen.
I wanna be buried in my
or
bedroom.
Considering yourself a queen.
Yeah.
And there's so many people that walk around with the title. Now, there's a cross between we're a queen and we act like a queen, look like a queen, carry ourselves like a queen. And then there's some people that say they're queens, but they ratchet as all get out. Are they speaking those things that are not as though they were? Because they want to be a queen, so I'm going to call myself a queen until I can walk in them queenly draws.
Tell yourself what you need to hear.
Because some people will
You
do
gotta
that.
speak them words of affirmation so
Right.
you can start believing it.
I am
But,
rich. I am this.
and
I
some
am
of them,
healthy.
I don't even
I am
think
prosperous.
they-
I am successful. And you know, you broke his 2 left shoes.
Yeah.
But once again, there's nothing wrong with that positive affirmation.
But that affirmation needs to come with action. You could say it
Exactly.
all day long.
You
but
got
if
it.
you broke it on have 2 nickels to rub together, what are you doing to
About
turn
it.
your 2 nickels into 2 quarters? And your
Right.
2 quarters
into
and
You just
$2.
laying around being lazy. You ain't
Right,
gonna be no
right.
wealthy or rich.
Right. You're just going to be a vocalist talking
Yeah.
about it and never
For
being
the
about it.
guys, would you choose a woman that is already fully established? Think about this before you say it, because I'm coming back. Versus a woman,
Like we scared or something.
versus a
And-
woman
Coming back.
who may not achieve as much, but she has the smarts for it, and she's currently, building her brand.
When you say achieve as much, what do you mean?
Some guys put stipulations. Well, not stipulations, but they the guys that I talk to, while I'm preparing this book, I get different point of views, and they say, well, she gotta have this, she gotta have this, she just gotta be doing her own thing, she gotta be on top of her game, she gotta do this, and they say that because they're doing the same
Are those
thing.
things materialistic in nature and financial in nature? Well, relationships should not be built upon materialism and finances because it goes a
Exactly.
whole lot more deeper than that, because relationships, even looks, they fade, they change.
Yes, yeah.
You meet her and she, 36, 28, 36, that's supposed to be the thing or something? Well, you meet her and she fit whatever your profile is of whatever that look like, but guess what? 20 years later, she may not look like that no more.
You're
I-
right.
that's why I used to like the Benjamin Button date. Benjamin Button dating is you get with who you gonna end up with. Like, he might not have any hair, might be out of shape. Well, cool. At least I know what you're gonna look like when you get older. I'm a trainer though, so when we get together, we're going to the gym. So then I'm gonna get you set up and stuff. So starting from the beginning.
So
from
people,
the end.
so people
End to the
focusing
beginning.
on looks, people focusing on money. Those are all the wrong attributes
Yep.
because when those things change and fade and go away,
And they will.
guess what? Now we want to get a divorce.
Yeah.
Now we cheating on you.
You're
Now
not
we
who I
stepping
fell in
out.
love with.
Right.
Exactly.
That right
Yeah.
there.
That's right.
Right. Right.
So
You're not the
love
same person.
goes
Well,
a
everybody.
whole lot deeper.
And then the thing is, people change
Of course.
all the time.
really.
Well,
You're
Organic.
not gonna stay the same
one-
person you was 10 years ago. Because
I mean-
there's
I
something
hope
wrong
not.
with you.
I hope
Yeah, that's
not.
why I said there's
Yeah.
something wrong with
You
you.
immature person.
You might get into an accident, can't walk
Become
no more.
disfigured. Exactly.
And I
know
always
guys-
thought about that. Like, dude, whoever I'm with,
Will
if
they take care of me?
What?
Are you willing to take care of me
Or
when
at least
I'm
have
down?
enough money to pay somebody to take good care of you.
Yeah.
When I was married before, I asked my ex-husband that once. I was like, if something happened to me and I couldn't walk or anything, like, what would you do? He was like, I'd take you back to your mama.
Ooh.
Like, literally, we knew we was rolling down the
Right
X
there.
lane right then and
right,
there.
Right,
What?
right there.
But
Right there.
and not justifying it, but that is when I understood that someone, his mother had taken care of him, his grandmother had taken. He's never been responsible for anybody
So
else.
you wouldn't have been able to take care of him no more, so you useless.
No, pretty much. I remember I was in a hospital one time and he came and brought me a gift and I thought that was the sweetest thing in the world. And when I opened it up, it was a crock pot. He said, I just figured you wouldn't want to stand on your feet and cook when you got out the hospital.
So you gonna bring me a crock pot to my hospital bed?
I needed morphine. I needed,
Get this man out of here.
right.
He obviously didn't have
What?
no dude
No.
friends.
So
that
he didn't know
could
how to cook.
consult. There was
No,
no
he did nothing.
safety
See, you
in
gotta
the
know how to cook.
multitude of
And see,
counsel.
we were younger.
Why?
He moved from his mom's house to the dorm.
Why he gotta know how to cook?
Exactly. Why?
Well, I mean, or at least know how
How
to
to
order
take
some
care of
food.
himself or something.
Or get a chef.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
I
'cause
gotta
it's
know how
gonna
to do it. I
You
just
don't
gotta
have to
know
how to do it,
how
but
to get
you-
it done.
Exactly.
Right.
You got.
Okay.
If I'm not gonna be
That-
able to
that's
provide us with no
success.
food, you got to be able to provide
And
us with
that's the
some food.
problem with most people. They feel that unless they do it, it ain't done right because it got to be
Right.
done my way.
No.
There's
Right.
more than one way.
No, it's
to
more than
skin a
one.
cat,
It is.
you know?
I was going to say
Right.
that.
So
yes.
as long as you get it done,
But
and we
just-
both happy.
Yeah.
Right, but that thought process didn't even exist in him. He left his mother's home to went to college. When you go to college, you got a dorm room, so
Yeah.
it's not like he had to pay with lights, water, gas, or anything. And the parents paid the tuition. He flunked out of college and went to the military. Military, you don't pay
Still
lights, gas,
taking
and water.
care of 'em.
You're still in a dorm room. So that ownership of being a responsible man had never been a part of his
It didn't.
life. And although I met him as a man, he had not experienced the responsibilities of being one. So really, when he would say those things, it wasn't out of the norm to him. He really had no experience in
Right.
being that independent. My frustration came in and my own fault for not discovering that beforehand. So even though you're in the military, you went to school, whatever, I remember when I graduated, I was 16. 3 days later, I turned 17. So I was out of high school, but I already had, a roommate in a little trailer and, was going to the community college. I was doing what I could do. And I really just thought that was the way of life for everybody. So I made that assumption about my ex-husband to only discover the frustrations. I had to become the educator for him to be a responsible man.
Yeah.
He was responsible for going to work. He always showed up for class. He showed up for work. Like, those things were easy. But when it came to taking care of responsibilities or himself, literally, we had the lights turn off one day, and I was like, why the lights not working? And I looked, and I was like, dude, this was a final notice, and no joke, he was like, I thought that just meant they was gonna stop bothering us. He was like,
But you owe me money.
right. I'm like, and he saw final. I said, but did you read it? He was like, no. I'm like, well, look where it said this
on there.
He just saw the
Day
final
and
notice,
time.
and that was it. But I couldn't even get upset because he had never paid a bill in his entire. Not a car note because he didn't have a car, not insurance, like no bill payment.
So basically, this person
that's-
didn't teach him
Right.
responsibility.
And
That was lack
that's
of communication.
the reason why you need
That-
to
that
communicate
was
Yeah.
prior to
Yeah.
That was was me making an
Communication.
knowing what it is you're getting into, because everybody has baggage.
They sure do.
Everybody got bad experiences,
Yep.
past experiences, coulda, shoulda moments. It's those things that you really need to discover within the person, because whether you like it or not, they're bringing that into the next
They really
relationship.
is.
Right.
Because people are a sum total of the decisions that they make, and we feel, oh, well, if you get help here and you work out this here and whatever there, then you'll be a. It's a part of your history. It's a part of your DNA. It's a part of your makeup. So
Right.
when somebody shows you who they are,
Believe them.
believe
That's
them.
who they are.
Absolutely. And I never saw it because I was never in a position to see it. We got married in Germany where, again, we had housing. We didn't have to pay lights, water, gas. It was a military environment. It wasn't until we moved to the United States that those new roles and responsibilities that I had always taken care of, and me trying to be the submissive wife, submitting to the husband, here, these are your roles and responsibilities. And I asked, are you good? It wasn't like, you know, the communication, like, okay,
he thought
how
it
are
was
we going to
good.
do this and that? Right. He was like, oh, that's easy. Oh, we can do that. Oh, I got that. I ain't got a ring on today. It's been a good, strong 10 years ago. But
So how do
it needs to
you
be.
segue a person from being that faux queen to being a real queen, to actually have the queenly attributes, to actually walk upright, walk circumspectly, and carry out the roles and responsibilities of that Proverbs 31 woman?
Well, that has to be up to them. That has to be up to
Yeah,
them.
but the older
So-
ones got to teach the younger ones. So it's your wisdom, it's your understanding, it's your knowledge that is now shed upon them, which causes them and provokes them to be better and do better.
And I would be the one to I would be the one to teach if they're teachable, because I teach my daughters. I have 2 daughters, so I teach them, you know, from the time they could talk, how to do certain things. So
What you teach them?
teach them, you know, the ways that they should go. I teach them how to
Such
cook,
as what?
clean, just everything.
To be independent.
Basically
Clean
independent.
their
but
room, brush their
clean-
teeth.
My girls
cook.
right now know how to take care of an entire house. They know how to do that. So when it comes to them marrying, they will already know how to cook. They will already know how to clean. You know, versus their education. The only thing they're getting now is their education, but the stuff that they need when they want to be a wife, they already know how to do that.
Now, does a wife have to know how to cook? Is that a requirement
No,
or something?
No, not at all.
Because today, I don't think that's a requirement. It used to be a requirement.
I have some girlfriends who literally will say, I do not cook.
I find that
you can
nowadays a
read.
lot of, it could be a female or male, just like, I don't cook.
And there's so many other ways to do it. The food delivery systems
Yeah.
and Uber
That's why I
Eats.
say if
and
you-
And the
You know
past,
how to
you had
order
to.
some food?
You
Right.
had to know how to cook in the past.
Yeah, you
But
did.
today,
In order
now
to get
you
married
can-
in
you
the
got
past,
fast
it's like,
food
oh,
on every corner.
Right, you can have your
had to know
meals
how to
delivered
cook
to
a
your house
home-cooked
in a
meal.
box. Take out a postcard, read how to heat it up.
And then sit it right
there
on the
you go.
plate like you made it yourself.
Right.
They got these cleaning laundry services. You throw your dirty drawers in a bag, bring it to them. They wash it,
You don't
fold
even
it,
bring
bring
it.
it
They'll
back to
come
you.
there.
They'll
They'll come pick it up.
They'll come pick it up.
Come pick it up.
Concierge,
They
yeah.
come to your house
Exactly.
to clean your house. It's
Exactly.
like so much
Molly
stuff
maids.
is so made easy now. It's like
It's convenient.
long as you have that communication, that respect, that intimacy, everything else will fall in place.
Exactly.
Yep.
If you can read.
And I would say,
But you don't need to know how to read. As long as you
You
got
got somebody
somebody
to
that
read
got
it
your
for you.
back that can read
That
it for
supports you to read it
that's
for
where
you.
that intimacy, that's where the
Right.
communication, that's where that comes in. If you got my back, you dissect this contract and let me know if I need to sign
Right.
it.
Right.
You know I don't know how to read. What this say?
Exactly.
You know I don't know how to spell. Spell this for me.
you
That's
know,
the communication and the
Right.
support.
You know I can't count past 10.
Exactly.
How much we got?
Right. How much we
Right.
need.
Right.
And as long as somebody has that answer and knows how to work that
Yep.
checkbook and that bank account and those investments, you don't need to. And
Exactly.
that's the beauty behind when the Bible says that man don't need to be alone or whatever, and then two need to cleave together and leave your whatever, because one can put 1,000 a flight, two can put 10,000 a flight.
Yep.
So you need each other because each of you bring to the table strengths and weaknesses.
Right. Yeah.
So if I don't know how to count and you know how to count, guess what? We a good couple.
Yeah.
Right.
I know how to read. You don't know how to read. Guess what? We a good couple. Because I can read to you and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You can't bathe you. I'll bathe you. See, that's a good couple. You want a sponge bath, baby? We gonna make this work.
And look, and if you really never throw some talcum powder on them when you
That's
finish.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
I think the thing that we left out, along with communication, respect, intimacy, there has to be a spiritual walk. There has to be.
Yes.
There,
Yeah.
and before all of that.
Yeah, because that got to
the
be your
others are from-
foundation, your
that is-
ground.
Somebody's got to have a spiritual connection, and I've seen relationships where there is no God in it. They may not be believers or whatever, and it amazes me how often today it seems like the people that do not believe in God seem to be doing better, seem to be
That
getting
is
more, seem
amazing
to
how-
have more, seem to
Yeah.
not have the same struggles that we have. And I just have to have faith and trust and believe, one, that my daily bread is always
Yes.
provided for. But in the end, my reward is laid up in heaven, not just.
Well, I won't say that they don't
here.
believe in God. They just
No, I
don't
have some that
the
are
same-
atheists. No, I have some that are flat out.
Okay.
They don't do God. They don't do higher power. They don't the universe people.
Right.
I know somebody who believes in Thor. They like pray to Thor.
Thor.
Okay.
Thor with the hammer.
He's a God.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Really just need to go eat?
That's a shame.
No, it sounded like it was.
sound like somebody came in.
Yeah, I heard that.
What's in your mouth?
You ain't even sharing?
Exactly. You can bring
No,
nothing. The
we
rest
don't.
of us,
She came
nothing.
back.
I know.
I'm like,
Whatever it is like it smells good.
it does.
It's like keep your
Don't
mouth
turn
shut.
back.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be like your mama. Give it here.
I plead the fifth.
Talking about it wasn't me, but the cookie crumbs
Right.
and the chocolate all
that
over the
round
mouth.
mouth.
Talking about it wasn't me, wasn't me.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
So really, it's about having common ground, commonalities,
Yeah.
and even when we talk about higher power and God and whatever it is that you believe, I think it's important that both people believe that thing, because in my mind, that's the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna believe and think what I think about a particular situation, and you gonna think what you gonna think about a particular situation, and then I'm gonna call my boys and I'm gonna ask them, and they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you right, you right." She gonna call her girl. This is what I think. Yeah, you right, you right. So now we still got who gonna
It's
be
still-
the tiebreaker?
Exactly.
Right.
That's
But what
where
does the
the
It's not no
say?
common
higher
ground.
power comes in.
Yeah.
So if you gonna
What does the
believe the
word
word,
say?
then go to the word,
Yeah.
and whatever the word say, that's what you do.
Right. Absolutely. And I think that it helps manage the negotiables and even some of the non-negotiables. I've seen relationships strain when there is a believer and a non-believer together, and the believer wants,
Trying
my
to
parents,
change them, trying to get them saved
well,
and
both
stuff.
both of my parents were not Christians, when they got together. They weren't saved. However, it was my mother first. And then, my mom praying and pleading and, over my father. He came along, and now...
You win them with your
they-
actions.
Right, but and literally, it became a place to where their worship, they both believe in God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, but their worship is different. My father, being the man that he is, tall in nature and stature, quiet, built, whatever, he's not the loud, charismatic prayer, that my mother is. But yet,
Who said he had to be?
Right, but I'm saying, but yet, where he went from being a non-believer to being a believer, it doesn't mean that it has to look the way that my mom's look.
Right.
the way
It can
hers
always
Right.
look
but
a
at
different
least
way.
they've got that foundation. And I just know some couples. I have a couple that I train with now. Well, a female, she's a believer, and her husband is all the way. She's like, the devil always using him. First of all, stop saying it.
Yeah, because you're putting it in
you're putting
existence.
right there.
Yeah.
But he is, he's a drinker, he's a rebeler, he's an alcoholic, he's everything contrary.
But yet she wanted to hook up with that.
But no, they both were.
Oh, they
she-
both were.
she the
Oh,
one
okay.
found
Okay.
right.
Okay. I was getting ready to
Right.
say, 'cause
No.
if
Yeah.
I'm you whatever,
No,
and then
she-
That- that's
must
not
want you a
going-
roughneck.
Right.
Because I know
For
women
real.
sometimes want a roughneck, but that's
Right.
usually for a day or two, and then you throw them back.
Right.
You ain't bringing them home.
Right. No. I've met drug dealers, and she got saved, and then later on, you know, he was like, you know, I don't want. So I've seen
that's
it.
tough.
I've
That's
seen it where it's been one saved, one not, both not saved, one getting saved, both not saved, both getting saved. You know, the different variants.
But I think it's where they both started from.
Yeah.
Because we
Right.
both started
in the same
on the
place.
same
Yeah.
place.
Absolutely.
But then as we grow, we started to go separate ways. And depending upon the level of influence that one has over the other,
Right.
that's going to determine whether or not we both go right or we both go
go
left.
Can two walk together? How can two
If
walk
they
together
don't agree.
unless they
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah.
That's right.
That is true.
What
So
do
you really
y'all
need
think
that.
about
What you eating? Cause you ain't
we
sharing.
hungry.
I know.
Yeah,
No, she
hungry.
ready to talk now because she done swallowed whatever.
Yeah.
she had.
Uh-huh. She ain't say a word with the
what
food
do
in her
y'all
mouth.
think about quote unquote pastors, whether they're saved or not, dating women of the world,
They what?
dating or marrying women of the world?
Well, we're all in the world. We not of the world, but we all in the world.
That's what I said.
What?
Women of the world. What do you think about pastors?
Can you be a pastor and not be saved? Because you said a pastor saved and not saved.
Right.
How can you be a non-saved pastor?
Oh, there are some
Well, you,
pastors that
nowadays
are
all
Oh,
these
the
church
fake
popping
ones?
up.
exactly
The fake
the
pastors.
false prophets.
The false prophets.
But don't
it
they
is some.
say they saved?
Yeah, they say they
They
say.
say-
Okay, that's
They
what I'm
saved
saying.
to
All right,
something.
'cause
Yeah.
I know we were bold enough now. Because, you know, I ain't stupid. I ain't think we got so far where I'm a pastor and I'm not saved. And let's,
I'm just
you
in
know,
it for the money.
Yeah,
It's
you know.
offering time. Y'all ready to give?
That's right, because
I need y'all to go around
me
again.
a new jet and a new
Yeah.
mansion and a new Mercedes and
And all my first ladies over there need.
give a shout out to the first row.
my
the
first
first row. Yes.
What y'all think?
Well, no, it's not. It's not biblical. Once again, if you're going to be a pastor and if you're going to be in the Bible and if the word is what it is you're teaching and preaching, then you need to live by it.
Yeah.
So live by the word, die by the word, preach the word. Do it now. Once again, if you want to be in the world and you want to have a secular church and you want to drop it like it's hot and have Friday night live disco ball parties, just don't bring the Bible into it. 'Cause
Right.
the Bible got nothing to do with that.
Right.
You make up your own little Bible and have them worship your own little cult version of whatever. That's where cults.
I was
come
going
in.
to say, I'm glad you said
It's a
cult
cult.
because that's what that is.
Because that's what it is. It's a cult.
Yeah.
Because we ain't gonna believe this, but we all gonna believe this. And here's some red Kool-Aid for you to drink.
Yep. Yeah.
On that note, you're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. At the end of the day, make up your own mind. Make your election and calling sure. That's what it is that you need to do. Can't be lukewarm or else we'll spew you out. Be hot or cold. Make a decision. Get off the pot or use it. One or the other. We'll
Okay.
see you next time.
One more?